Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Girlfriends who return to business at movies field reasons.
Yep. One more Saturday until a Sunday show. Yeah, providing video again, because, yeah, I need to wake up early tomorrow morning. But, that's beside the point. Yeah, it's been a decent week. Pretty normal. Did I do any Pokemon stuff this week? I don't remember. It's been a busy week. But yeah, work has been normal. I've just been not really doing all that much. But yeah, it's just I've been tired lately. It's yeah. See, I don't really have much to report for this week. Just I mean, I got some Girl Scout cookies. That's about it. Yeah, just been kind of chilling this week. Taking it easy. Work was normal. Last night was actually a Chinese themed dinner night. I actually got to bring home some pork bow, which I had for lunch for today. God, my brain is scrambled. Yeah, just okay, looking around my room, like anything that brings a memory that I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. How was your week?
Uh, I was able to go through what everyone happens on Sunday without any difficulties. Bit of a mini switch this week in light of the holiday, but that went through okay.
Okay.
Got a few more interesting things to take care of, as well as finish what I started last week's show. Did a good Twitch yesterday. Pick up a go bone game in the process. I believe it's the first time I say that, so puffs in a while. Arranging my plans for the weekend. Arranged with Draft for the time being, and had to put myself on a careful mirror to be able to take care of the next 2 days. That's difficulties. Surprisingly, I just about managed. Most of the day, talks with the sheet arrangements, which I think by this time it's a bit of time to spare. For watching cleaning and also doing a bit better with the cash departments, but still got a ways to go. Yeah, if I fix it well, I should be able to get through my plans for tomorrow without any too much difficulties, and most of the other things. So here, so we're able to a one that I need to take care of.
Alrighty then. So, Carmen, I guess. Yeah, the team is, looking into the whole Vile's finances thing still. Although they're splitting the party since Shadow San's currently unable to join them, someone has to keep an eye. Someone will be staying behind with them. That, of course, being Zack. Oh, it's Carmen and Ivy going to Bavaria to, work out the whole money supply issue for Vile thing. There's code words that they need to figure out. Meetups that they have to interfere with. Like, he ends up being with one of the people, but doesn't know the code word, so Carmen meets up with the other person that was supposed to meet with the other person, gets the code word, relays that code word to Ivy, and it's a whole thing. Meanwhile, Zach's like, all right, movie night. Of course, after having to sit through several of Zach's movies, Shadow sounds like, okay, maybe it would be a good idea to train you. Lesson 1. The most important tool a ninja has is silence. Anyway, Shadow-san knocks out Zack and allowing him to read in silence. Yeah, they. Oh, also, while all this is going on, Clear has to face his most difficult challenge yet: the public school system. Dun 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 dun.
More specifically, the Canadian public school system.
Lucky him. Theoretically, I don't know anything about the Canadian public education system, but I can't imagine it could be any worse than the American education system. Anyway, he promises to stay in touch with Carmen while at school, but maybe it would be a good idea for him to, put his devices on vibrate. Anyway, Carmen and Ivy find out what's going on. Turns out, using molds to cast gold into gnomes and then covering the gnomes in chocolate to make it look that like it's just chocolate gnomes, and you're doing it the wrong way. You pour the chocolate into the molds and then you cover it with a gold foil. This is why you guys are going out of business. Anyway, a fight ensues. One of the people, one of the, I think it's actually like a Vile operative. It's like someone who's associating with Vile as part of funding. Point is, she has Carmen on the ropes. Carmen is dangling over a chocolate pit. Missed opportunity for a one-liner, or like, Carmen Sandiego, it's time for you to oompa loompa doopity die. on, embrace the theatrics. Anyway, Carmen had called the police, so they leave those two for the cops. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, at the Legion of Doom, yeah, turns out the good doctor was able to get the tools needed for what you wanted to do. Also built a nifty robot thief. So that's cool. But yes, using robots to avoid human error. Not that there hasn't been mechanical error, but yeah. Meanwhile, Acme's interrogation of got his name.
It's all realistic
Yeah, it's
Callaway.
yeah. Anyway, Crackle. Like their interrogation of him continues, and he's just like, yeah, just ended up in the hospital one day. No idea how. Like complete and absolute blank. I have no idea what happened before then. It turns out Acme has a few tricks. They use it to try to get him to remember, and it works. He remembers. Crackle is back. So anyway, he kicks their asses, goes to a payphone, and calls in the emergency recall code. Meanwhile, over at Miles, like 100% confirmation, it's Crackle, and they're like, "The hell?" He had his mind wiped. Mind you, by the mind wiper that's currently broken at the moment, but his mind was wiped. He should not have any idea about us. Yeah, he calls in the recall code. My question is that why does that phone number still connect? They like you would think after a movie they would have switched phone numbers on the off chance that that the phone number was compromised. And again, it is vile. They're not exactly the most competent evil group around. Either that or nobody thought about it.
Not to mention multiple connections. You could be trying to ring in. You could be trying to ring in, say, head office, when in fact you end up getting the building in one country when their HQ in actuality is elsewhere.
Yeah. The other side, they said like, okay, so Crackle remembered the emergency recall code. Obviously, something's going on, and seeing it as how like our whole operation is kind of being messed with all the time, especially with financials. It's like, okay, you know what? Sure, let's bring him in, see what he knows. It's not like we have anything better to do right now. although part of me is kind of hoping there's a moment of like, okay, I'm back and wait, you guys wiped my memory, you absolute dicks. I'm just hoping there's a moment of like, you know what? Screw you guys. Because I'll get. I'm imagining at the moment he's just kind of riding the post memory recall wave, and like stuff surrounding that may not have quite clicked in yet. Like, yes, I'm Crackle, agent of violence. Wait, I was in Australia for like 8 weeks, and the hell has been going on? It's like, yeah, I have to imagine at some point the memories will start to kind of blend together and just like a whole massive confusion. At least that's what I'm hoping. Because, like, chaos ensues. Yeah, one episode, like, portions are, I'm pretty sure, gradually leading up to the point we'll have at the finale. Like, I think it's stated outright, but like, we're being drip fed a little bit at a time. And with back on the loose, knowing that, yes, something is in fact up with Crackle and his connection to Carmen and all the other stuff, and the fact that it's the final season. I have a feeling that it's all it's all about to converge fairly soon.
Can definitely remember this was quite a lot in terms of turns of events. Especially this early in the last set. I could have heard it's another conversation there because That number is about 2 digits short. To be the usual subunits. Oh, and the vents and balcony. If you're not thinking World Doll, you might be thinking of DC and Ace Chemicals.
Yeah.
Though they don't quite go that far.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that too was a famous thing of person falling into a vat of liquid. And I figure it's like, okay, the chocolate gnomes, the vat of chocolate. Definitely feeling some Willy Wonka vibes here.
And speaking of connections, Personality World Doll was quite well immersion screenplays back in the day, including Chee Chee Bang Bang, which some connections I managed to figure out. Bulgaria is basically a renaming of Bulgaria. Bavaria, something like that. And Circastle was one of the feature filming locations. Very interesting in terms of coming about that from the proposal and transition to mechanics. As mentioned before, card got make picture credits and locations as time goes by. Over time, storage and character interactions. smells like a complication. That's, if I can remember correctly, doesn't necessarily one, but well, that might be a playing point of sorts.
Oh. Yeah, I did enjoy the bits where Ivy was trying to be all tough and like, I kind of just like, okay, maybe tone it down a little. Like, yeah, maybe in between missions we can, get Ivy some acting lessons. Like, if she's gonna be on the field like this, make sure she can properly play the part. Anyway, getting into the news for this week.
Undercover and Ayla said. Undercover and Ayla said. I really could use some more, but there's some semblance of wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Quite impressive how they managed to replicate some stuff, including the castle I mentioned earlier. The inverse has always worked well for me. Certain things.
mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, I just had a silly thought that I when they do the pick part where they cut to the Vile Academy, like if they have like an outside shot, instead you use the shot from like it was like the castle from like the first couple seasons of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I just had that thought, and it's like, anyway.
Nice one.
Pretty interesting news this week.
Probably the relation in terms of guess they're for the evolutions in terms of the I guess news week, but yeah, it's quite a few interesting set pieces being laid out that could come to play as time goes by.
So, starting with the big one, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are being released on the Nintendo Switch at the end of the month. Like, cool. Not the Pokemon Classics collection that people were expecting, but I mean, this works too. Although, because I mean, the Switch has like Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which is already like basically a remake of Pokemon Yellow. So it's like, I mean, having the proper red and blue versions, I suppose. I don't know. It's like, it kind of feels like I decided to play it safe. Like, I mean, again, the Gen 3 remakes of the original two games. I get it. But what about like Ruby or Sapphire or you know like I'm thinking about like the various releases the older gen games have had. Like, mind you, with the 3DS store offline now, options are kind of limited. But if you were able to access it at the time, the 3DS had Virtual Console for the first two generations of Pokemon: Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and like you were able to transfer your Pokemon onwards or to the Pokemon Bank and onward to Pokemon Home. The GBA games, on the other hand, which I mean, yes, Fire Red, Leaf Green are some of the GBA games, but primarily like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Those are the games that go for a lot of money. Like, those are the ones that don't exactly have any sort of version on modern hardware. Yes, there is Alpha Ruby and Omega ORAS. Like, wait, which one was Alpha? Which one was Omega? Just ORAS. But again, and that's stuck on the 3DS, which again, not too bad, because I believe that 3DS Pokemon games aren't too bad price wise, but also they're remakes, so it isn't the authentic original experience. So it's like I'm just kind of iffy on it. Like, I appreciate that they did it, and I might pick it up myself. Although I'm still debating whether or not I want to play Leaf Green on via Game Boy Player or via Switch. Because I mean, as far as my the playthrough of the series goes, I already have all the Pokemon I need from the Kanto region to transfer forward via the original Red, Blue, and Yellow. So it's like I could get away with it with playing the Switch version for my playthrough. Because honestly, I'm only doing the Fire Red Leaf or Leaf Green just as a hey, let's travel back to the Kanto region, see what's changed in the remake kind of thing. and not part of the whole gotta collect them all portion of the whole series. But yeah, still, it's like $20 per game. That's not too bad. Again, considering the general price of the GBA Pokemon games. But yeah, we'll see if we get any other ports in the future. I think some people are also hoping for like ports of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but seeing as those are DS games, that would require like a partial overhaul of the mechanics in the system to to go from 2 screens to 1. Which I mean, they have done that with some games, like when they remade Bravely Default, so it is possible. And honestly, for the most part, it should be fairly easy with the Pokemon games because for the most part, you're mainly just using the bottom screen for optional menu stuff. So, I mean, you could probably easily craft up a battle menu to put on the main screen instead of having it on a secondary screen. So, I mean, it should be manageable, probably. Done with that slight tangent. Hey, got release date and start times for Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, go into the X-Link, from which I will go to the Insider Gaming link, and it is on February 27th. So much like Pokemon, end of the month. Replaced has been delayed to April 2026. I have no idea what replaced is. What is replaced? Okay, replaced. Dead Cat Studios. Apparently delayed a couple of times by this point. Ooh, first delay was back in 2024. And I have no idea what this game is. But apparently they do. I guess they are like trying to put out a good product, hence the delays. Okay, got release date and start times for Marathon. That is March 5th. It's claimed that the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3's multi-platform release won't compromise graphics. Village Blade's developer teases more platform releases. 10 Chambers confirms mass layoffs and major restructuring. What's 10 Chambers? Do they make anything I know of? GTFO. I mean, I think I vaguely heard of that game. Okay, anime news. Xiao's Dark Summoner to Deki Teru manga gets short anime. The Villager of Level 999 TV anime's first trailer reveals more cast and July debut.
so not related to 3-9.
Correct. Oh no, no, Tokyo-ju. Oh no, Tokyo-ju. To, Oh no, oh no, Tokyo-jo. Danko Dodgeball anime unveils cast and staff. Yushad no Rokotsu TV anime announces new cast member and opening song. I'm looking at the image they have for the article, and it's like, okay, that art style, it's like weird. And Stingin is like, is that someone trying to draw a sword from Kingdom Hearts? Something about the hair. Okay, TMS Entertainment absorbs subsidiary telecom animation film.
Interesting fact I discovered about them earlier this week. They were outsourced by Disney alongside Disney's Australia branch for the animation for the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which means they were responsible for a few character sorts to come from that show.
Okay. Iron Walk Jan anime teaser. Iron Walk John anime's teaser video unveils main cast and more staff. Gals can't be kind to otaku. Anime's new video unveils more cast, songs, and April 8th debut. Rooster Fighter anime reveals new English dub trailer. The Cat and the Dragon anime's new video announces more cast. Oh, that looks adorable. Oh, it's about a cat that's raising both kittens and a dragon. Oh, that is adorable. Oh, I'm sure people are gonna love this anime. Oof. Sony shuts down Shadow of the Colossus and Demon's Souls remake studio Bluepoint Games.
And in the latest ticket, the EAV, or Electronic Arts Virus, alternatively, latest to join the EA Club.
Yep. Okay, let's see now. So, yeah, they did the Demon Souls remake, Shadow of the Colossus remake. They actually developed the God of War Ragnarok game, and was also working on a live service God of War game that was canceled in early 2025. Wow. Well, I wish the best of luck to the employees, and I hope they can find a more worthy employee. Actually, okay, I can't blame I can blame Sony, but not that company itself because they weren't responsible. But like, I hope they'll find an employer who has an owner that will be more loyal to them, or something. Like the layers with employment like this get kind of fuzzy when you get into all the details. Point is, I wish them luck. UFO table outlines future projects in promo reel, with Witch on the Holy Night film opening in 2026. Okay. Okay, let's see now. Other projects in 2026 include the TV rebroadcast of the entire Demon Slayer anime, the Machi Asobi Volume 30 event, 30th anniversary of the Tales of franchise, future projects, long-term collaboration project with Hoyo versus Genshin Impact games, so possible UFO Table Genshin Impact anime? I mean, if nothing else, the animation is going to be beautiful. Second film in the Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle trilogy. Planned theatrical anime film for the Katsugeki Token Ranbu anime, originally announced in 2017, and last updated with a visual in December 2022. Okay, cool. Although I'm beginning to feel we're getting to the point where UFO Table is running out of Kenoku Nazu's material to adapt into animation. It's like they've done Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, Fate Grand Order, Witch on the Holy Night. They did the Garden of Sinners anime. Only thing I can, and probably a few other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. Like the only thing at this point that they could possibly cover or that guy's stuff is like a new adaptation of the Fate route for Fate Stay Night and a Tsukihime remake. Because as we all know, there is no Tsukihime anime. Much like Highlander 2 does not exist. That's the thing for Pokemon. Witch Hat Atelier anime's promo video reveals April 6th debut, 6 more cast members, and theme song artists. And I see the images and I'm just like, okay. Flying wizards in fancy hats. Which my mind then thinks, wait, isn't that just Toho? But then I realize, like, wait, no, there's guys here. If it was Toho, 90% of the 99% of the characters would be female. Romelia War Chronicle TV anime reveals main cast, and full staff. Full, full title of the original, guessing it's a light novel or a manga. Romelia War Chronicle. Even after defeating the Demon King, humanity still seems doomed, so I formed a military force. Yeah, that title's just a run-on sentence. Like, at that point, you have to think, like, okay, are we overdoing it with the titles at this point? Kusunoki's Garden of Gods TV anime's second promo video reveals April 4th debut and 4 more cast members. That character seems to be various sorts of animals. Like there's a okay, I think like the first one's a wolf. I'm getting Okami vibes. Second one's like a turtle. third one's a dragon, and the fourth one, I don't know. Looks cute though. Do You Like Big Girls anime reveals cast, staff, and April premiere. Yeah, yeah. At this point, we all have to admit that if you have a kink, there's an anime for it. In this case, all girls. Ooh, some more big news. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7, Steel Ball Run anime is English dub trailer reveals dub cast. Not that I recognize any of these names off the top of my head. But I did watch the trailer and it was pretty decent. And it's actually rather fitting. A story that the main setting is a horse race across America that's being brought out in the year of the horse. On that note, I'm really hoping we get the announcement for an Uma Musume dub at some point this year. Damn it, if we can't have English horse girls, we can at least have Japanese horse girls. Like, I don't know why I'm just feeling more chatty and silly today. Go Go Loser Ranger manga to enter final arc on March 18th. Live action Sonic the Hedgehog 4 film casts Kristen Bell as Amy Rose. To the relief of everyone who was worried that she might be voiced by, like, Aquafina or something.
Funny, I seem to remember the discussion regarding Anna Kendrick as a possibility.
Still, Kristen Bell, not bad. Someone I actually know of. And has been in some pretty good media. Yeah, film scheduled for a March 19th, 2027 release, with a fifth film in 2028. Barring any delays, of course. Reborn as a Vending Machine Season 3 debuts in April, with the final arc being teased. New Kamen Rider Agito film announces 8 more cast members. Ooh, this is some big news for some YouTubers I know of. CyberConnect 2 announces new .hack Zero action RPG. So I'm guessing a prequel game, quite possibly featuring some of the characters that were not like playable characters for the most part, but like part of the greater backstory lore, or like it was Balmung and the other, the guy who the player character hung out with at the beginning of the first game before he got data drained. Like he and Balmung were like the two big players who completed the legendary dungeon and stuff. So it might be something involving that whole thing. Or perhaps something even further back in the timeline. Who knows? Of course, people are still hoping for a proper remake of the original quadrilogy, but I think there's rumors that the original source code of the game is lost. So if so, they'd have to rebuild the games from the ground up.
Just like when a follow-up happens years later, they have to rebuild characters in 3D animation.
Yeah. Speaking of Year of the Horse, Steam Horse Fest includes some pony games. But Bakia celebrates Year of the Pony. Ooh, Midnight Mares, the in-between and Mare Minutes. Oh god, Midnight Mares, that's something I haven't heard about in a while.
I've been subscribed. The best I can see is that they're doing some progress.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I am subscribed to them on YouTube, but like I'm subscribed to so many people, and okay, I'll admit that lately I don't really go to my subscriptions. I just go to like the homepage. It's like I just scroll down. It's like, okay, what video do which of these random videos do I just feel like watching right now? And usually people I'm subscribed to do pop up and all of that. But I like to leave myself open to experiencing people I haven't experienced before. My Little Pony Mustang GT model kit incoming. Horse car. Okay.
Given the custom skins I've already seen in real life to this, it was only a matter of time.
Yeah. I just had the thought, it's like, I'm surprised that someone hasn't, like, designed a 3D printable Pony Gundam model kit yet. That we know of. The internet is a large place, you never know. The Amazing Digital Circus manga adaptation Volume 1 by Viz Media will officially release in fall 2026. Story by Glitch and Gooseworks, art by Sakura.
And just like last week, it's only a question of whether they will do the American graphic novel or traditional Japanese backwards.
Yeah. Ooh. I just thought, like, ooh, possible bonus stuff for the end of the volume. I have a couple of a few of those funny 4-panel comics. I mean, like, it almost like that would kind of fit the vibe of Amazing Digital Circus, you know?
I know what you mean. Archie used to do that when they still had, well, later Archie used to do that when they still had jurisdiction of Sonic.
Yeah. New Cyber Chase episodes coming in April. Yeah, Cyber Chase is still somehow an ongoing series. Sure, why not?
Like I said, pleasantly surprised they made it into a TV movie at some point.
Invincible Season 4 release schedule unveiled. Let me just pull that up. Okay. Got episodes 1 through 3 on March 18th, episode 4 on March 25th, then April 1st, April 8th, April 15th, and then April 22nd. Okay, so pretty decent release, like basically one each week. Well, front loading the first 3 episodes on the first release. So, yeah, pretty good. Hey, regular show, new series, and Adventure Time side quests are both expected to release this year. Keith David will receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame later this year. Yeah, he deserves it. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is getting an art book. The 320-page art book will release on April 14th. Speaking of artsy books, Hazbin Hotel Season 1 is getting a coloring book. The 64-page coloring book will release on June 30th.
A bit outdated a bit outdated with the target audience, I will admit, but you know, some artists have a tendency to be when it comes to those.
The news I didn't see coming. Apparently, a Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius sequel is reportedly in the works. Sure, I mean, never watched the show. Never watched the show, but I mean, I heard it was decent enough. Unlike the spin-offs.
Honestly surprised given the styling, how the original was nominated for the Academy Awards at the time. Especially given
Yeah.
how things have gotten since.
Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2 has had its release date moved up by 1 month to August 13th, 2027. Animated Venom movies in the works. Jack Lebowski and Adam Stein are set to direct, and Tom Hardy is involved in some capacity. Okay, I guess, like, really, we're doing more Venom? I mean, okay, mind you, it's animated, so could work. Seen as, Sony has definitely had better luck with animated Spider films and not animated Spider films.
I am also going to make the argument that I don't think Hardy was one of the major problems last time we tried this.
No, no, like, or Tom Hardy wasn't the issue. It's just Sony. I mean, let's face it. They have the properties, but their scripts are absolute ass. Seriously, who was asking for a Madam Web film? Like, okay, Raven, would have worked if you had featured him in a Spider-Man movie first. Build up interest for him first. Like, him as like an interesting character with unique backstory. Then you do your solo film. I can sort of excuse Venom because I mean, like, let's face it, at this point, who doesn't know who Venom is?
I surprisingly can't help but wonder which particular mess had it worse. Sony with these spin-offs, or the Clone Saga of the 90s.
Yeah. Although Craven also had the Jared Leto issue, which unfortunately also plagues, what was it, Masters of the Universe movie, but thankfully, we don't actually have to see Jared Leto's face. So, we'll see. Yeah, I would someone's review of Tron Ares, who basically stated like this was theoretically a decent film. The thing that would have made it much better is if Jared Leto didn't talk. Yeah, having Jared Leto as a key role in any movie is going to be a large stumbling block to get over. But anyway, I think we got off to a bit of a tangent there. I apologize for that.
You know, with that kind of thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if he's cast as Bernardo at some point.
Huh, yeah.
As in, Zora's assistant.
Yeah. A Gorillaz short film is being released on February 27th, titled The Mountain, The Moon Cave, and the Sad God. Yeah, I've noticed that there has been like, I'm sure we've been having like a decent surge of recent Gorillaz material as of late. At least it feels like that. So I'm like, okay, they're still putting out some stuff. That's cool. I remember them being pretty big back in, I want to say about like back in the mid 2000s. I think it was like around then. My memory as far as all this type of stuff is kind of fuzzy.
It sounds like that one of the artists is thankfully having some good recoveries after the oddness that was when Laurie Petty was his Tanjiro character.
Yeah.
Still find it a bit strange that they include that as part of her resume when she makes convention appearances.
Okay, meanwhile in what news? A Jay and Silent Bob and Marvel crossover comic, Jay and Silent Bob, Jay's of Future Past, has been announced. The comic follows the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers after Doctor Doom says Jay and Silent Bob should die. Written by Kevin Smith with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Who wants to bet that Jay and Silent Bob did something stupid and just pissed Doctor Doom off? Like that really feels like the thing that they would end up doing. Hey, DC Comics has announced 2 new comic series. The Dead Man, a 6-issue limited series from Ice Cream Man creators W. Maxwell Price and Martin Morazzo, launching this June. Okay, so a Dead Man comic. Cool. And Barbara Gordon, Breakout, a series from Margot Tamaki and Anke Nahelpen, launching this May. Okay, let me pull that page up. Okay, do we have any covers? Okay. Dead Man is a janitor, sure. And Barbara Gordon in prison clothes. Right. DC Comics has announced. Oh, go ahead.
For I can recall, not the only time this kind of thing has happened. If you're following the follow-ups to the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. DC Comics has announced Absolute Catwoman, a 6-issue limited series written by Jay Grayson and Scott Snyder with art by Ben Gall, launching this June. The comic spins out of Absolute Batman. First trailer for House of the Dragon Season 3 has been releasing in June on HBO. Marvel Comics has announced Avengers Armageddon, a 5-issue comic from writer Chip Zdarsky and artists Frank Alpizar and Delio Diaz, launching this June. The series will see a group assembling to challenge Red Hulk's role of Latveria and will lead into a new Avengers era. I mean, yeah, I guess someone had to take over Latveria after Doom died. Then again, they should really know by this point that anyone trying to take over, they're just going to be a placeholder until Doom gets back. DC Comics has announced Absolute Green Arrow, a 6-issue limited series from writer. From writer. I'm sorry, I can't take his name seriously. Right. Okay. Breathe. writer Pornsack Shot and artist Raphael Albuquerque launching this May. The book follows absolute Black Canary as she tracks a billionaire targeting serial killer.
The more I think about it, it almost sounds like DC has found its ultimate universe.
Yeah.
The only thing missing, I guess, is finding someone who is boozing it off.
That has to be a pseudonym or something. Who would name their child Pornsack? Got a first look at Dynamite's Ben 10 comic from original series co-creator Joe Casey and artist Robert Carey. The comic launches this May and is described as an ultimate/absolute reimagining of the character.
I called it somewhat. Also, I suspect my name possibly came from a different country.
Possible. To which I say, at that point, maybe a pseudonym would possibly be a good idea. Also, back to the Ben 10 thing. Okay, I'm not giving like some of the reaction I've seen, calling it as like a ultimate or absolute reimagining of the character might not be a good thing. Because like, I don't know.
Still, I have a friend that I know will be at least mildly curious.
That's fair. I mean, it is Ben 10, so like, you got some good source material there to work with. As long as they don't go stupidly grimderp with it. We do not want any sort of ultimatum shit in this, because that is how you lose people. Okay, got a first look at Brendan Fraser as Dwight D. Eisenhower in Pressure. The World War II thriller follows the 72 hours before D-Day, the largest and most dangerous seaborne invasion in history.
And I admit he works facially. The only question now is, can he pull off a British accent?
Good question. Got the new trailer for the Peaky Blinders movie, releasing March 20th on Netflix, where Barry Keoghan is revealed to be playing Tommy Shelby's son. Paddington will present at the 2026 BAFTAs.
The second time that award show has become interesting. Last time, of course, being with David Tennant.
Yeah. as Lerman uncovers Elvis's concert footage that was lost for nearly 50 years in epic Elvis Presley in concert, a new cinematic experience worthy of seen in IMAX. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos has outlined their plan for releasing films theatrically if they buy Warner Brothers. 40-plus days of theatrical exclusivity, then film released on digital, and then later released on streaming to HBO Max. Steven Soderbergh says he wasted 2.5 years developing The Hunt for Ben Solo. Quote, I made the movie in my head, and just felt bad that nobody else was going to get to see it. It's insane. We're all very disappointed. Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly be set 4 years after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Hudson Williams will star in Yaga, a new series for Crave, also starring Carrie-Anne Moss and Noah Reid. The series follows the myth of the Baba Yaga. Guys, you got the wrong guy. Like, that is not John Wick. Oh wow, okay, that's a headline. Plane 2 has crashed. Gerard Butler decided he didn't want to move forward with the film just 2 weeks before production began.
Wouldn't be surprised at one point they told him, no, you can't sing.
Got a new trailer for Lee Cronin's The Mummy in theaters April 17th. The film follows a young girl who reappears to her family after being trapped in a sarcophagus in the desert for 8 years. Okay.
That'll be an interesting twist
Problem.
for the...
Oh, go ahead. You go first.
Well, that'll be an interesting twist for the classic monster.
Okay, I'm actually pulling up the page now. Like, okay, actually seeing the poster. Like, okay, so it is supposed to be, the Mummy. Is it with a fake title like that? It's like, oh, is it supposed to be like, the Mummy, or it's like, the Mummy? Unrelated,
And all of a sudden I'm now remembering that joke that Gene I can't pronounce that name, but I can't pronounce that name, but the quote was something like this. This movie has one dish for every family. For kiddies, for daddies, and of course, for mummies.
Okay. Yeah, because I was actually just about to say, it's like, okay, interesting. Although, like, worried that some people that people might think it's somehow related to like the Brendan Fraser movies. Although they slip him in as a cameo. Anyway.
Nonetheless, it does sound like the baseline has had some interesting twists over the years. With that one, it was Chris demo tip, the rightfully failed Tom Cruise one was the princess. And now we're gonna get some. And now we're gonna get child that is like much longer than say her time.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth says they took the piss too much with. Chris Hemsworth says they took the piss too much with Thor: Love and Thunder. Quote, "It was kind of like a Monty Python sketch, and we took the piss probably a little much. Then there was some backlash. There was this real kind of, why is he a goofball and why is it like this?" I mean, to be fair, as the Thor movies progress, they have gradually been getting in a bit more lighthearted and silly.
Even so, I'm not thinking of it. I'm not sure if it's either Robot Chicken, Saturday Nights, or a possible Monty Python revival that might do a parody at some point.
McKenna Grace has been cast as Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo series, coming soon to Netflix.
And facially, she looks like she could pull it off.
Yeah. Although, like, I think I remember reading on one of my one of the posters, seeing a photo of her from a different movie, and I was like disappointed that she wasn't more of a Velma. But again, with movie is all it really takes is the right hairstyler.
Pretty much.
Okay. Got a first look at Bass Ex Machina, starring Brian Tyree Henry. The series follows a father who is forced to become judge, jury, and executioner in a steampunk Western society overrun by outlaws, machines, and supernatural terrors. Releasing October 6th on Netflix.
I definitely know one of the fandom's going to have some big interest.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, is it bass like the fish, or is it bass like the instrument, or the evil robot? A 20th anniversary special for Hannah Montana will release on Disney Plus on March 24th. The special will include an interview with Miley Cyrus hosted by Alex Cooper, where they will revisit iconic moments from the show as well as show never before seen footage. Chris Hemsworth teases that there are unique plans for Thor after Avengers Doomsday. Quote, "We've got some ideas to do something pretty unique again and hopefully be different." Okay, so I'm pretty sure that rules off killing him off. they already ended Love and Thunder with him basically being a dad, so that's out for the moment. Oh, what could they do with Thor? Something. Maybe they'll dig into some more actual non-Marvel Norse mythology for material. I don't know. We'll see.
Not to mention, Eric Masterson still hasn't made his entry.
Yeah. Markiplier's Iron Lung has now earned almost $50 million worldwide, one of the strongest box office runs for a low-budget indie film this decade. Anderson Cooper is leaving 60 Minutes after nearly 20 years.
I still remember that song Hayless Fest did with him and Lyra.
Yep. But first look at The Horror of Godzilla, a new comic series that focuses on Godzilla's first ever attack on Japan from a horror angle. Written by Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan. Now for today's episode of Cooking with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi tells us how to make the perfect mixture for fake blood. Quote, a good thick mix of caramel syrup, red food coloring, a little blue to give it that unaerated look, and a bit of coffee to make it dark. I don't mean to brag, but hello, I'm here. I know how to throw blood. That he does. Lego has revealed their first ever Snoopy set. It will cost $90. And yes, it is Snoopy on the doghouse. Also have a new Lego buildable Grogu set. It'll cost $130. It looks okay. Universal Pictures head Donna Langley says greenlighting The Odyssey was an easy decision. Quote, Christopher Nolan represents pure cinema. There's an audience that wants to show up for a Christopher Nolan movie, and there's an audience that wants to show up for pure cinema. You gotta make a note to remember that. Yeah, just found out something like not entertainment news related. Like Costco has a new double chocolate mint sundae. Ooh, their sundaes are good. gonna have to try that. Gonna have to try that next time I'm there. Ooh, okay. Apparently, U2 Shadow dropped a new EP, Days of Ash. Yeah. Oh, right, right. This is a big one. This is some pretty big news. Doctor Who the movie is being newly restored for 4K and Blu-ray. Yeah. I think at the moment it's primarily gonna be a UK release, possibly something distribution rights in the United States or something. I'll import it if I have to. But yeah, it has the uncensored UK version, the USA broadcast version, soundtrack in Dolby Atmos 5.1 and stereo. Got a few special features, 3 new featurettes with Daphne Ashbrook, Eric Roberts, and Yeji So. 2 audio commentaries, isolated music score, production infotext, the 7-year hitchmaking documentary, Paul McGann's audition tape, alternate takes, the electronic press kit and behind the scenes footage, the TARDIS tour, BBC trails, and more. Like, yeah, this is a release where they were going all out. Now, if we could get some more Blu-ray releases for more recent Who, still waiting on the Matt Smith Complete Collection Blu-ray set. Okay, they did have like the Matt Smith Years collection, but that was like a whole different thing, and it's like out of print now.
I just remember though, one of my Christmas presents, strangely enough, was the UK Blu-ray for Mary Poppins Returns, and thankfully it actually played in our American players.
Yeah, or with me, where I just rip all my Blu-rays. Does it matter what? Does it matter which format it is if I'm playing it off of a hard drive?
And also Blu-ray from a lesser YouTube producer of sorts. UK producer of sorts. Was also able to play on the US player. So, I did see the trailer for The Mandalorian Grogu at some point during this week. Apparently Jabba the Hutt has a son named Rata, played by Jimmy Allen White. First trailer first because it is Carrie Young, Mallory Johnson, Janelle Murray, and Sterling K. Brown.
Okay, so apparently something happened. Like, yeah, like you went quiet, and it's like, okay, I don't seem to have actually lost internet yet, but I'm not hearing anything. It doesn't look like he's talking. And it's like, doop, and then we connected again. It's like, yes, I had like a partial internet disconnect or something. I don't know. Anyway, I probably missed like the last 2 or 3 minutes of anything you were saying.
Certain signs have been acting up over the past week. And the internet has also had its things, putting some suspicions out there, but I'm not going to say them. Anyway, I'll say that again. First poster, first trailer is as good as Carrie Young, Mallory Johnson, Janelle Moret, and Sterling K. Brown. Two sisters seeking revenge on their father who burned them badly in a fire as babies. May 15th release.
Got a new Kickstarter for the GI Joe comic collections. This is actually the second one. This is actually their second run. Or wait, no. They did the first 4 volumes, the entire Marvel run, a while ago, and now they're doing another one with like, I guess, volumes 5 through 8, with the option to get all 8 volumes if you missed out the first time. Okay. Yeah, apparently it starts on March 24th.
Sounds like that license switched. I can definitely remember hearing of the Double Steve run as well as when they were Image.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe end up giving a third podium. Top 10 French class podiums. Top 20, work class podiums. Mostly top 25. Marcus class begins. Aggressor from Colloquial Fittipaldi. Claren Jensen Hawksworth Kirkwood. Top 50. All at Daytona. New Zealand French win. British podium. Top 10. Jaguar top 15. Aggressor for Felix Costa in Mexico.
South Toronto has been hit with layoffs. About 40 people. About 40 people have been impacted. Approximately 8% of their staff. Ubisoft does confirm that production on Splinter Cell Remake is still continuing.
Good lord, this head sounds familiar. Road Warriors.
Wait, no. Let me actually click on this link. Okay. So apparently on the Atlas YouTube channel, they'll be streaming the first Persona 3 movie on February 27th after the anniversary live stream. Not sure if it'll have subtitles. Yeah. Don't know. Also, apparently a broadcast of the first episode of Persona Trinity Soul will be held on Saturday, March 7th. That's Persona's 30th anniversary this year, so they're doing all sorts of stuff to celebrate. Like, oh, cool, streaming the movie. I have it on physical media. Mind you, one of them is the DVDs, so I kind of had to re-upscale that one. What is it with like things with multiple releases and like the last one is like short printed?
If I remember correctly, I think there were representatives at the Game Expo / Anime Washington.
Apparently, Square Enix's Asano team is conducting a survey gauging the interest on which Square Enix titles people would like to see remade in the future. Even asking like, what kind of format would you like it to be remade in? HD 2D, 3D full remake, dialogue, pixel remaster, HD remaster. It's like, okay, they're giving options. That's nice. as well as like, okay, any additional elements that would make you more inclined to purchase? Additional main story, post game content, voice acting. You know, we want it. We want it. We want details so we can sell you stuff. Like, yeah, just like giving people various options to respond, and like that. That's nice to see.
I was almost tempted to bring out Kingdom Hearts, but they were pretty much the first to have remakes.
Yeah, and let me check something. Yeah, I think part of why they did the remake with Kingdom Hearts is like I think it's like another case where they actually lost the source code of the original, and actually they had no choice but to remake it. At which point, if you have to remake one, you may as well remake the other, or like HD remaster or whatever.
And of course, bring to the third dimension any pixel entries.
Yeah. Oh, there's an idea. Here's a full proper 3D remake of the two DS Kingdom Hearts games.
And also just remember that the mobile games don't have proper console releases.
True. But then again, the mobile games are also pay to win, so maybe it's best to be left as a movie. Then again, there was more content of the mobile game after the movie, but with the remake. So like, they have to put out like a whole another couple of movies to like finish off that storyline, and then it expanded into like Union Cross Dark Road and like how many how many other how many ever other titles the game had.
Not to mention extended prequel material from what I heard.
Yeah, yeah, it's all this stuff from before the Keyblade War and these various factions and like Ventus is like Ventus is there and Marluxia's somebody and Larxine's somebody and like so like they were around way back when, which uh, I think maybe they tried to kind of vaguely hint at in Kingdom Hearts 3, but then like they couldn't outright state because like oh it's tie-in media and like not everyone will play the mobile game, so like we can't outright like connect everything, and also not sure if those portions had actually happened in the mobile game while Kingdom Hearts 3 was in production. Long story long story short, the story of Kingdom Hearts is a convoluted mess. Half the time I think that their story plotting is just like pull random words out of a hat. And now I'm wondering, like, but what if they hire Hideo Kojima?
Technically, that kind of expands to the entire Square Enix in general.
Yeah. Oh, going back to that whole UFO table thing, apparently they did actually release a short teaser for a Genshin Impact anime. That's pretty. I never actually played. I've heard of Genshin Impact. I have a special Genshin Impact themed 8-bit Do wireless controller. Not because it's Genshin Impact, but because I just really like the design. I just think, yeah, I just think it looks pretty. Apparently, the original Saints Row design director says he was asked to create a pitch for a potential prequel. Apparently, the original idea was set in the 70s. Got a delisting warning. DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos is leaving online stores soon. So I mean, if you're into that type of game, or just want to pick up a game before it's delisted, pick it up now. It's on sale. Also, maybe consider or subscribing to like the delisted games subreddit. There's a lot more delisted. There's a lot more delisted games than you might think. Speaking of which, they actually put the Jurassic Park game collection on sale because that's being delisted at like the end of March, I think. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to hold off for a bit before doing a panic buy on that one. Like otherwise, I end up paying like $20. So yeah, like don't rush into it. But then sometimes you also have to worry because sometimes they'll say like, oh yeah, we're gonna delist it on this date, and then they end up pulling the rug out from under you and just delist it early. Power Rangers Dino Thunder is coming to Fortnite or game Fortnite. Yeah, like the what was like the white and black Dino Thunder Rangers. Go ahead.
Bolivaro release hosting a Southern War event, 18-19th July.
Apparently, the DC and Sonic crossovers continue with the Metal Legion miniseries this May. Got a brief synopsis. Mysterious mechanical rings have appeared across both worlds, linking them together and unleashing all things wonderful, worrisome, and weird. The heroes are happily reunited, but little do they suspect. There's a sinister origin behind their unexpected team up, or unexpected team ups. Oh god, the third comment. This is where I watched my parents die, Sonic. Way not cool! Sometimes reading the other comments is worth it for things like that alone. Like, got like the various Sonic characters in costumes. Like, you got Rouge as Catwoman, Big the Cat as Aquaman, Silver as Green Lantern, Cream as Supergirl. Got Amy as Wonder Woman, but like with a mallet. Knuckles as Superman, Shadow's Batman, Sonic's the Flash. Dr. Eggman has the Lex Luthor power armor. Tails a cyborg. Plays
Okay, that casting works.
Starfire. Blaze is kind of like the odd one out here. I mean, okay, mind you, Rouge is Batman, not Batman. Rouge is Catwoman. Also, doesn't really fit with like the rest of the group. It does, like, it fits her character. Big as Aquaman, a bit of a stretch, but Froggy. Like Silver's Green Lantern, like, oh, okay, sure. Psychokinetic powers and, you know, Lantern Ring energy constructs, sure. Name is Supergirl. She's rocking out. She's rocking the outfit. Uh, what is Cream doing here? Where's Vanilla? Lady, you are allowing your daughter to be involved in an interdimensional crisis. What are you doing? Like out of everyone here, there's only like maybe two I trust for a proper adult supervision. That being Shadow and Tails. Maybe Amy. I guess Blaze could be responsible, but that's about it. Yeah, like nice comic cover. is going to skate. On March 10th for Skate Pass Premium holders, they'll apparently won't be open up for all skate players until April 14th. So it's like a early access kind of premium pass thing.
Wins for New Zealand, France, British podium, turns to 10, top 15. Oh, wait, I did that. Squash cancel backs, rail corridor preservation resolution. So, possible return for Professor Holling, Bill Hudson?
Howard says Bethesda isn't fully ignoring AI. Oh, Todd, don't you do it. Bad Todd. Put the AI down. Don't make me get the spray bottle.
Don't make us get the mace.
Ron Carpenter's Toxic Commando demo is available on Steam.
Got some cost improvements. Top 10, Johnson, Trady, and Jaguar. Got announced for the win. And a French top 20 in Miami.
Roblox has been sued by LA County for allegedly failing to protect children. Yep, things are starting to get legal for Roblox is starting to encounter some legal issues. Oh wow, a multi-million-dollar suit.
Yeah, these things are taking a step up following the somewhat successful vigilantisms that later got whacked.
Yep. Let's just hope something actually does come of this lawsuit.
Not to mention the lackluster responses that have come from the higher ups.
Speaking of lawsuits, Valve is suing a network of patent troll entities. Yay, Valve! Others claim others claim that Valve has a monopoly. We say that you guys have a skill issue.
always thought that might be a plus this time. CPS Village Railroad Train. Debut in Louisiana. Crew Gemini Parade. Full event schedule rolling out on the 27th. More improvements for Face Augusta. Top 10 in a win. Jack top 10 near a win. British is ready. Also top 10s is ready. French top 15s out in Saudi Arabia. Connecticut to consider offering all but one of the Shoreline East train sets. For any you use push-pull sets in an effort to save money. German Ponions, not a good serve from the Mustang. Asshole plus 50 up McLaren, class win, and a home country win in Bathurst. Crook Point Basket Bridge. In danger of disappearing. Formatting SNG Diesel 19. Outcry Key Porter. Spotlight Spot Top. With freight trains for the charters. First time since coming to Pennsylvania. Look to find that the Arkansas return could return with renewed commitments from local leaders. Package experts, we are 15 dB IV. Here's Hooker 3065, seems fresh coat. Kind of black and maroon. Federation Rail New Zealand's annual conference. The Auckland's Karaka Doubletree by Hilton scheduled. Okay, finally, Orchidals with regards to his friends valley of frequent Federation Rail Organization New Zealand Conference 10D and upon the member of the Tournament Committee, Alan Roy. previous 301 limited chair, John Glastonbury. Chef's Pet Cat, Miss Penny. Hideki Sato. Is their console designer. Shitaro Ida. Blessings for the engagement creative director. Steinberg, songwriter for Madonna. Forward incident member, Phil Gordley. Jane Bear, Red Robert the Black Cauldron. Cliff Yusek Cart. Two pretty big ones. Eric Dean, Grizzly Euphoria, and Rob Duvall. Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Second Alliance, Oscar winner 84. schedule carefulness. So I can get to tomorrow without difficulties. And if I want to the Bavarian Adventures. Stay safe, stay well, get back, skip, pray.